great content is the key to survival. Maintaining that standard is what is important. There is no other way. If your content are not great enough or they are just like the existing content, it will be difficult.
Now we'll be moving to my Oga, Mr. Mojeed. Premium Time started strictly digital, and unlike others that perhaps started as print and had to transition into digital, Premium Time started strictly digital, and there are lessons to learn from that, as well as the experimentation that they have done around regular revenue, whether it be donations, memberships, and also just generally mixing that with the general advertising in the marketplace and the work that they do. So I'd like Mr. Mojeed to share his experience and how they are navigating these complex models with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, moderator. And I must again thank the keynote speaker because he did quite an amazing job on the topic. And what we are just offering here is just an addendum because if you look at from the beginning to the end of his paper, if Pinnacle can hold on strongly to the principle he itemized, I'm sure Pinnacle will go far. But when Premium Time started, we were not lucky to have an event like this. I'm not, or if anyone can remember, there was no event like this, a launch event, an unveiling event, or whatever, because we didn't even have the money to do that. And so what did we do in the beginning? We believed right from the beginning that great content is the key to survival. That we just needed to be different from the offerings in existence at the time. And that was exactly what we started. In fact, it was much later, people who were just focused on this content creation. And then people started asking, who are these guys doing this Premium Times thing? Who are they? You know, what are they? And they knew that it was me and then that's very conservative, two conservative partners. But we were just focused on the keynote speaker said credibility is key. But I agree totally with him, but I would simply add that great content is key to survival. Just like my other Mr. Ishoken said, you just have to be different from the word go. I saw the CEO who demonstrated to us a few good copies on the website at this point. Maintaining that standard is what is important. You must consistently produce great content if you want to survive. There is no other way. If your content are not great enough or they are just like the existing content, it will be difficult. Already those of us in the market, it's already difficult. The market is saturated. So you have to offer something different, something new, something unique. And that's where I think Pinnacle should really face. Now, I will also reiterate the keynote speaker's comment about credibility. Credibility is really, really important. It's key to survival. You must be seen to be fair, you must be diligent, you must be consistent, and you must be ethical in your coverages. You must be fair to all sides. You cannot be seen to be pursuing a particular agenda, to bring people down, to malign them unnecessarily. You must be seen as a truly credible newspaper. And that's why even people who do not like you, I remember there were occasions where people advertised with Premium Times will go away out of anger, but they will still come back because they realize that just a few weeks ago, we were doing some stories about Kano. And people were saying, are you being used by APC Ganduje? Then we did a very interesting story about how Ganduje cornered Kano State share in a particular company. And people were saying, so these people have no friends, no friends, no foe. And so that's what it is. You must be seen as a credible. And then the keynote speaker also spoke about the need for multiple revenue stream. We've had cases where people advertise with us, we annoy them, they went away. It happens to us all the time. So if you rely just on advertising, how are you going to carry on? So you must think deeply about what are your revenue streams? How do you navigate? Because, for instance, you are writing about a bank that had a robbery incident, and they say, don't mention a name. And then you mention the name of the bank. They will pull their adverts, their advertising from you. So how do you carry on if you rely on that bank and other banks to go on? Or there are several court cases against banks. Banks will naturally not want you to report them, especially if it is not favorable to them. How do you survive if all you have are banner adverts from banks? So for us, we knew that from the beginning that advertising was not going to save us. In fact, for me and for most of my colleagues, we know that we need advertising, but we know that advertising does not allow good journalism. So there must be a good balancing act about how else um, do you fund your journalism? Because no matter how much you care about society, you want to do good journalism, you must pay for your operation. You must pay your staff, you must buy your technology, you must pay your rent. And so these are realities. And so you must find the money to do so. So for us today, one of the things we did in the beginning was the establishment of the Premium Time Center for Investigative Journalism, which enabled us at the time to fund a number of our good journalism at the time, the accountability journalism that we did in the beginning. So today we rely largely on advertising, on partnerships, which the keynote speaker discussed. Partnership and collaboration is increasingly becoming important because just imagine if the kind of reporting that we've done, some of them are transnational reporting across the West Africa or beyond, without partnerships with people around the world, there is no way we'll find the money to do that magnitude of reporting. And we do quite a lot of them regularly. So we also publish books, as some of you know, Premium Time Books. We've published lots of books. We publish your book as well, two of your books. So, and that's revenue, but you must know how to market it. It has its own. So we've done it, but we haven't been that successful with events. We're still doing it. We're still experimenting. We've experimented with donation. Some of you who visited our website, perhaps, how many of you have donated? The thing about Nigeria is that they love good journalism, but they don't support it. So they will talk about how the CNN was able to go to Chibok. But ask them to donate. They come to your website every day, they go and come. They don't donate. Nigerians are. So of course, there are some good Nigerians who have donated here and there, but not much. But it helps. It pays some bills. Some people will call us and say, look, I'm having difficulty donating to you because of the payment gateway problem that we're having in our country. So we do training. We have in our group, we have a company known as Premium Times Training Academy, which has really helped to help our revenue. And then we are currently experimenting with membership. We've tried it before. We didn't quite succeed, but we are back to it again. We are experimenting. We learned some lessons from what didn't work, and then we're trying to do it all over again. And then there is tradition. I mentioned the traditional advertising, but there's also the innovative advertising, where he called it native advertising, where you are the one meeting clients at the point of their needs. And that really helps because at times you negotiate. But whether it is traditional or innovative advertising, you must realize that there are consequences. Advertisers, once you are in business with them, we then want to dictate your editorial content. So, but if you try all of this and then keep to some of the principles that um, this, the keynote speaker, I think Pinnacle will go places. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause.